What if everything you've been told about eating healthy after 60 is actually making you weaker, more tired, and cloudier in your thinking? What if the very foods your doctor recommended are slowly stealing your energy, your memory, and your independence? I'm about to share something with you that might shock you. There are 9 incredible foods with absolutely zero carbs and zero sugar that can actually reverse what you thought was inevitable aging. And the most amazing part? You probably already know about these foods, but nobody ever told you they could be your secret weapons against decline. My name is Dr. Michael Thompson, and I'm a registered dietitian and certified diabetes educator who has dedicated the last 23 years of my life to one mission: helping people like you not just survive your golden years, but absolutely thrive in them. You see, I've worked in hospitals where I watched too many seniors fade away on so-called healthy diets. I've walked the halls of nursing homes where residents were getting sicker despite following every nutritional guideline. And now, in my private practice, I work exclusively with seniors who refuse to accept that feeling tired, forgetful, and frail is just part of getting older. Welcome to Elderly Health Care, where we where we know that it's never too late to feel your absolute best. And today, I'm going to share something that could completely revolutionize how you think about eating after 60. Before we jump in, do me a favor. Drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. And if you think this information might help another senior in your life, hit that like button and subscribe to Elderly Health Care. Because what we're about to discuss could literally change someone's life. What I'm about to tell you isn't just theory. It's not some fad or trend. This is real science backed by real results from real people just like you. People who went from feeling like their bodies were failing them to feeling stronger and sharper than they had in decades. So if you're tired of being tired, if you're frustrated with your foggy thinking, or if you're simply ready to take back control of your health, then you're in exactly the right place. Because what you're about to learn could be the most important minutes you spend this week. Now let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. How many times have you been told to eat less sugar and cut carbs, but then walked away feeling completely confused about what you can actually eat? You stand in your kitchen, looking at your pantry, and everything seems off limits. The bread? Too many carbs. The fruit? Too much sugar. Even the yogurt you thought was healthy? Loaded with hidden sugars. You're left wondering, what on earth am I supposed to eat? I see this every single day in my practice. Seniors come to me feeling like they're walking through a nutritional minefield. They're scared to eat anything because everything seems bad for them. They've been told to avoid this, limit that, reduce the other thing, until they're surviving on bland, unsatisfying meals that leave them feeling hungry, frustrated, and frankly, a little hopeless. And here's what really breaks my heart: most of you are trying so hard to do the right thing. You're reading labels, you're following advice, you're making sacrifices, but you're actually getting weaker, not stronger. You're feeling more tired, not more energetic. Your thinking is getting foggier, not clearer. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, your body just isn't responding the way it used to? Like you're fighting an uphill battle against your own health? Well, what if I told you there are 9 incredible foods that have absolutely zero carbs and zero sugar, yet they're so powerful they can help keep your mind razor sharp and your body strong until you're 100 years old? These aren't exotic superfoods you've never heard of. These aren't expensive supplements you have to order online. These are real, accessible foods that you can find at any grocery store. Foods that actually work with your aging body instead of against it. The problem isn't that you don't know how to eat healthy. The problem is that most nutrition advice wasn't designed for people over 60. Your body has different needs now, and it's time someone acknowledged that and gave you a plan that actually works. I'll never forget the day Catherine walked into my office. She was 78 years old, and honestly, she looked defeated. Her daughter had brought her in because she was worried Catherine was becoming increasingly forgetful, she had no energy, and she was starting to stumble more often. Now, Catherine thought she was doing everything right. She'd been following what her previous doctor called a heart-healthy diet: lots of whole grain cereals, fruits, low-fat yogurt, whole wheat bread. She was proud of how disciplined she'd been, cutting out red meat, eating oatmeal every morning, snacking on bananas and apples. But here's the thing, she was actually getting worse, not better. Her blood sugar was all over the place, she was gaining weight around her middle, and most concerning of all, she was having what she called senior moments multiple times a day. When I looked at her food diary, I immediately saw the problem. She was eating over 200 grams of carbs and 80 grams of sugar every single day, all from foods she thought were healthy. Her body was on a constant blood sugar roller coaster, and at 78, she just couldn't handle it anymore. So we made a simple switch. We replaced her high-carb, high-sugar healthy foods with the 9 zero-carb, zero-sugar foods I'm about to share with you. And what happened next still amazes me. Within just 3 weeks, Catherine called me, excited. She said she'd woken up that morning feeling different, more alert, more like herself. By month 2, her energy was back. She was taking walks again, cooking her own meals, and her daughter noticed she wasn't forgetting things anymore. But the real proof came at her 3-month checkup. Her doctor couldn't believe her blood work. Her inflammation markers had dropped dramatically, her blood pressure was the best it had been in years, and her cognitive tests showed significant improvement. Today, Catherine is 82 years old, and I'm not exaggerating when I say she's sharper and more energetic than people half her age. She recently told me, Dr. Thompson, I feel like I got my life back. And that's exactly what these 9 foods can do for you too. Now you might be wondering, why do these foods work so well for people over 60? Here's what most people, including many doctors, don't understand about aging and nutrition. After you hit 60, your body literally processes food differently than it did when you were younger. Your insulin sensitivity changes. What this means is that your body struggles to handle the same amounts of carbs and sugar that were perfectly fine when you were 30 or 40. Think of it this way, your body's engine has changed, but you're still putting in the same fuel. That whole grain bread that gave you energy at 35? At 70, it might be causing your blood sugar to spike and crash, leaving you exhausted and foggy-minded. Your muscle mass also naturally decreases as you age. After 60, you lose about 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every decade. But here's the kicker, traditional healthy diets that focus on carbs and limit protein actually accelerate this muscle loss. And your brain? It needs different fuel now too. The high-carb diets that nutritionists have been recommending for decades can actually increase inflammation in your brain, making memory problems and cognitive decline worse. This is why so many seniors feel frustrated. They're following all the rules, eating their whole grains, their fruits, their low-fat everything, and they're feeling worse than ever. It's not your fault. The advice you've been given simply wasn't designed for your changing body. Here's the truth. The foods that were healthy for you at 40 can become problematic at 70. Your body needs different nutrients now, more protein to maintain muscle, healthy fats to fuel your brain, and far fewer carbs and sugars that your body can no longer process efficiently. This is exactly why these 9 zero-carb, zero-sugar foods are so powerful. They work with your aging body, not against it. They give you exactly what you need to stay strong, sharp, and independent, without the blood sugar chaos that's been holding you back. So let's dive into these 9 incredible foods, starting with the first one that I consider absolutely essential for every senior. Now, I know what you're thinking, fish is expensive, it's messy to prepare, and I'm not sure I like the taste. But hear me out, because this is one of the most powerful brain foods on the planet. Fatty fish contains absolutely 0 carbs and 0 sugar, but it's packed with something your aging brain desperately needs: omega-3 fatty acids. Think of omega-3s as premium fuel for your brain. They reduce inflammation, protect your memory, and actually help build new brain connections. Here's what I tell my patients: aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. And here's the best part: canned salmon and sardines work just as well as fresh. They're affordable, convenient, and you can keep them in your pantry for months. A recent study followed seniors for 5 years and found that those who ate fatty fish regularly had 60% less cognitive decline than those who didn't. 60%! That's not just staying sharp, that's protecting yourself against memory loss and potentially even dementia. Plus, the omega-3s in fatty fish are incredible for your heart. They help reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, lower your risk of heart disease, and can even help stabilize your blood pressure. You can add canned salmon to a salad, make simple sardine toast, or just enjoy a piece of baked salmon with some vegetables. Your brain and your heart will thank you. Now, if you grew up being told that eggs are bad for your cholesterol, I need you to forget everything you've heard. Modern research has completely debunked that myth, and for seniors, eggs are nothing short of miraculous. Eggs contain less than 1 gram of carbs, 0 sugar, but they're what we call a complete protein, meaning they have all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to maintain muscle mass. And trust me, after 60, maintaining your muscle is absolutely critical for staying independent. But here's what makes eggs truly special for seniors: they're loaded with choline, a nutrient that acts like premium fuel for your brain. Choline helps your brain make the chemicals needed for memory and thinking. It's so important that many memory problems in older adults are actually linked to choline deficiency. Eggs also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 powerful compounds that literally protect your eyes from age-related damage. Studies show that people who eat eggs regularly have significantly lower rates of macular degeneration and cataracts. My recommendation? 2 eggs daily, prepared any way you like. Scrambled, boiled, poached, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're getting this incredible nutrition consistently. And here's the beauty of eggs: they're affordable, they keep well in your fridge, and they're one of the easiest proteins to digest. Your muscles need this protein to stay strong, your brain needs the choline to stay sharp, and your eyes need the lutein to stay healthy. It's like getting 3 supplements in one natural, delicious package. Here's a food that's probably already familiar to you, but you might not realize just how powerful it is for your aging body. Lean poultry contains 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and provides some of the highest quality protein you can get. Now, why is this so important? As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. This means you actually need more high-quality protein now than you did when you were younger, not less. And chicken and turkey are perfect because they're incredibly easy for your body to digest and absorb. Think of a palm-sized portion that's about 3 to 4 ounces and aim for that daily. Whether it's grilled chicken breast, roasted turkey, or even rotisserie chicken from the store, you're giving your muscles exactly what they need to stay strong. But here's what many people don't know: lean poultry is also packed with selenium and B vitamins that supercharge your immune system. After 60, your immune system naturally weakens, making you more vulnerable to infections and slower to heal. The nutrients in poultry help keep your immune defenses strong. I've seen too many seniors become frail simply because they weren't eating enough quality protein. They thought they were being healthy by eating mostly salads and grains, but they were actually starving their muscles. Don't let that be you. Your muscles are your foundation for independence. Protect them with quality protein like lean poultry every single day. Now, before you start thinking, "But I thought red meat was bad for me," let me set the record straight. The research that demonized red meat was based on processed meats like hot dogs and bacon, not quality cuts of grass-fed beef. Here's the truth: lean red meat contains 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and provides nutrients that are absolutely critical for seniors, especially iron and B vitamins. And here's why this matters so much: anemia is incredibly common in people over 60, affecting nearly 1 in 4 seniors. When you're anemic, you feel exhausted, weak, and mentally foggy, symptoms that many people just accept as normal aging. But they're not normal, and they're often completely preventable with the right nutrition. Red meat provides heme iron, the type your body absorbs most easily. It also contains vitamin B12, which is essential for your brain function and energy production. Many seniors are deficient in B12 without even knowing it, and this deficiency can actually mimic dementia symptoms. I recommend 2 to 3 servings per week of lean cuts like sirloin, eye of round, or grass-fed ground beef. Choose grass-fed when possible because it has higher levels of omega-3s and other beneficial nutrients. One of my patients, Robert, was 72 and constantly exhausted. His doctor kept telling him it was just his age. But his blood work showed he was severely anemic. Within 6 weeks of adding quality red meat back into his diet, his energy returned, his thinking cleared up, and he felt like himself again. Don't let iron deficiency steal your vitality. Now I know what you're thinking, organ meats. That sounds awful. But before you skip over this one, let me tell you why these are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and why they're especially crucial for seniors. Organ meats contain zero carbs, zero sugar, but they're absolutely packed with nutrients that are almost impossible to get anywhere else. We're talking about vitamin B12 levels that are 10 times higher than regular meat, iron that's easily absorbed, and vitamin A levels that support your immune system like nothing else can. Here's the reality: as we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing nutrients from food. This means many seniors develop deficiencies without even realizing it. Organ meats can literally reverse these deficiencies in weeks. Now, you don't have to start eating liver and onions every night. Start small. Mix a little ground heart or liver into your regular ground beef when making meatballs or chili. You won't even taste it, but you'll get an incredible nutritional boost. I had a patient, Dorothy, who was dealing with constant fatigue and brittle nails. Her regular blood work looked normal, but when we did more detailed testing, she had multiple vitamin deficiencies. After just adding a small amount of liver to her diet twice a week, her energy returned and her nails became strong again. These foods can literally transform how you feel. Here's a food that many seniors avoid because they think it's too fattening or bad for cholesterol. But aged hard cheeses like cheddar, Parmesan, and Swiss are actually nutritional powerhouses for people over 60. Hard cheeses contain virtually no carbs, zero sugar, but they're loaded with two things your aging body desperately needs: high-quality protein and easily absorbed calcium. And here's why this combination is so critical. After menopause for women and after age 70 for men, bone loss accelerates dramatically. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 3,000 seniors for 5 years and found that those who consumed adequate calcium from dairy sources like hard cheese had 40% fewer hip fractures compared to those who didn't. 40%, that's enormous when you consider that hip fractures can be life-threatening for seniors. But here's what makes hard cheeses especially smart: the aging process actually breaks down most of the lactose, making them easier to digest than milk or soft cheeses. Plus, the protein in aged cheese helps your body actually absorb and use the calcium more effectively. My recommendation is 1 to 2 ounces daily. That's about the size of your thumb. You can enjoy it as a snack with some nuts, grated over vegetables, or just eat a small piece after meals. Your bones need this calcium to stay strong, and your muscles need the protein to maintain their mass. It's bone insurance in a delicious package. Now, this might surprise you, but olive oil isn't just a cooking fat, it's actually medicine for your aging brain. Extra virgin olive oil contains zero carbs, zero sugar, but it's loaded with powerful compounds that can literally protect your memory as you age. The key ingredient is something called oleocanthal, which acts like a natural anti-inflammatory drug in your body. Chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of brain aging, and oleocanthal specifically targets the type of inflammation that damages brain cells. Here's some incredible research from the University of Pennsylvania. They followed elderly participants for 1 year and found that those who consumed 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily showed significant improvements in cognitive performance compared to those who didn't. Their memory tests improved, and brain scans actually showed less inflammation. But here's what really got my attention: a major study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who used extra virgin olive oil as their primary cooking fat had a 40% lower risk of cognitive decline and dementia. The key is getting real extra virgin olive oil, not the processed stuff. Use 2 tablespoons daily, drizzled over salads, vegetables, or even just mixed into cooked grains. Don't cook with it at high heat though, use it raw or at low temperatures to preserve those brain-protective compounds. This isn't just adding flavor to your food, you're literally feeding your brain the nutrients it needs to stay sharp and fight off age-related decline. Our final superfood might surprise you because many seniors still think avocados are too fattening. But here's the truth: while avocados do contain about 13 grams of total carbs, 10 of those grams are fiber, leaving you with only 3 net carbs that actually affect your blood sugar. What makes avocados truly special for seniors are the monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. A major Harvard study followed over 110,000 people for 30 years and found that those who ate just half an avocado twice a week had a 16% lower risk of heart disease and a 21% lower risk of coronary problems. But here's what I find most exciting: avocados actually help you absorb nutrients from other foods. The healthy fats act like a delivery system, helping your body absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K from the vegetables you're eating. I had a patient, Frank, who was 74 and struggling with high cholesterol despite taking medication. When he started eating half an avocado daily with his lunch salad, his cholesterol numbers improved dramatically within 3 months. His cardiologist was amazed not just by the cholesterol improvement, but by how much better Frank's overall cardiovascular markers looked. Half an avocado daily is all you need. Add it to salads, spread it on vegetables, or just eat it with a little salt and pepper. You're getting heart protection, better nutrient absorption, and stable blood sugar all in one creamy, delicious package. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about something deeper than just nutrition. I know that changing your eating habits after decades of living one way can feel overwhelming. Maybe you're thinking, I'm too old to start over, or what's the point, the damage is already done. But here's what I need you to understand. And I'm speaking from my heart here: every single one of my patients who embraced these 9 foods experienced real transformation. Not just better lab numbers, not just weight loss, but something much more profound. They went from feeling like aging was happening to them, to feeling like they finally had control over their health again. I've seen 75-year-olds start feeling more energetic than they had in years. I've watched 80-year-olds regain their mental sharpness and confidence. I've witnessed seniors who thought their best days were behind them discover that they were actually just beginning. You see, somewhere along the way, we've been told that decline is inevitable. That feeling tired, forgetful, and weak is just part of getting older. But that's simply not true. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and regenerate, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old. You just need to give it the right fuel. The truth is, you don't have to accept decline as your destiny. You don't have to settle for feeling okay for your age. Small changes in what you eat can lead to massive improvements in how you feel, think, and move through your days. Your best years don't have to be behind you. With the right nutrition, the right mindset, and the right support, your best years can still be ahead of you. That sharp mind, that strong body, that vibrant energy, it's all still possible. These 9 foods are your pathway back to feeling like yourself again. So here's what I want you to do right now. If this video has opened your eyes to new possibilities for your health, if you're feeling even a spark of hope that things can get better, I need you to hit that like button and subscribe to Elderly Healthcare. But more importantly, I want you to share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's your spouse who's been struggling with energy. Maybe it's a friend who keeps complaining about feeling foggy. Maybe it's an adult child who's worried about your health. Share this with them, because everyone deserves to know that decline isn't inevitable. Now, I know you might be wondering, how do I actually start incorporating these foods into my daily routine? That's why I've created a free grocery list specifically for seniors that breaks down exactly what to buy, where to find these foods, and how much you need. You can download it right now in the description below. It's completely free, and it'll make your next trip to the grocery store so much easier. Here's what I'd love to know: comment below and tell me which of these 9 foods you're most excited to try. Are you going to start with eggs because they're familiar? Maybe you're curious about trying organ meats for the first time? Or perhaps you're ready to add more fatty fish to your weekly routine? Let me know, because I read every single comment, and I love hearing about your journey. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, because I'm constantly sharing new tips, recipes, and strategies specifically designed for seniors. I don't want you to miss a single piece of information that could help you feel your best. Before I let you go, I want you to remember something important. Age is just a number when you feel your body right. These 9 zero-carb, zero-sugar foods we've talked about today, they're not just ingredients you add to your shopping cart. They're your ticket to staying sharp, strong, and independent well into your golden years. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You don't need to change everything at once. Just start with one food today. Maybe it's adding 2 eggs to your breakfast tomorrow morning. Maybe it's picking up some canned salmon on your next grocery trip. Maybe it's simply drizzling a little extra virgin olive oil on your salad tonight. Start small, be consistent, and watch how your body responds. You might be amazed at how quickly you start feeling different, more energetic, more alert, more like the person you know you still are inside. Your journey to better health doesn't end here. It starts here. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and most importantly, you have the power to change how you feel every single day. Take care of yourself, because you're worth it.